getting kind of interesting now. They're eating the bait as fast as we can put it out. We're running out of bait, but we're also closing spots because Chris filled up. I mean, once you shoot at a bear at a spot, it usually goes a little south. So we'll see what happens, but I really feel good about tonight. After that bear was there this morning, they're only there for a couple hours, and they're going to still be hungry. And I put more bait out. Hopefully they know there's more bait there, because it's like they eat it all and they wander off. You almost can't put enough there. If they don't show today and then they show tomorrow night, then I'll just put a crap load of bait there so that they last a few days. Should be interesting. Should be a very interesting night. We'll see if we get them. I'm gonna have to leave Rick behind. I changed trees. That big bear came over and crapped right underneath my tree to mark it, to let me know he knows where I'm at. And the wind was a little iffy there, so we picked out a different tree while we were in the tree, and I think this new one will work and catch him by surprise. And it'll give me better cover for drawing. I was a little worried last night when, if he came in, that I'd even be able to get the shot off. Now I feel a lot more comfortable. So, stay tuned, there's more to come. So I didn't look at all the pics yet because we were driving the whole time trying to hurry up and get it done. But I ran into one thing you guys are going to be really interested in. There's 2 bears at my bait last night at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
The one you shot and the tank.
Oh yeah?
Mm-hmm. They're all night bait, everything
Which
I put
one?
out there.
Which
one
bait?
you shot.
No, which bait are they at?
Moose bomb. So I reset up my tree and I got it in a way better spot, but I can't get a cameraman here, so it's just a tangle.
Okay.
It'll work better for the wind, and now I got a little cover. I feel a lot more confident. But I just thought you'd like to know that this bear is alive and fine. It was
good,
eaten
yeah.
before we were even tracking him.
Good.
Oh, I must have just...
Yeah,
You can look, he's on here. Maybe
looks like-
maybe we'll be able to see where
I bet
you
it's
grazed
just a
him.
little
Just a
cut
little-
there.
Yeah, I think you grazed him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because in the video, he literally looks down at the arrow like, what the heck was that?
And he just walked away.
And he turned
right?
around and walked off.
Yeah.
So
He was there eating before we even started looking
Before
for
we
you.
Started
He was
tracking.
over there,
He was
yeah.
over by my bait.
Oh, he'll be back. That's cool.
yeah, we
I did
checked.
put one bucket at your bait too, just in case he comes back there.
Okay.
We checked Steve's bait off that road, and the last 3 nights, I think there's 2 different boars hitting it. Looking at the pics, the last 3 nights he's been in there like 7:45.
Really?
So-
Steve Pump?
Yeah, I'm more pumped than he is. I was like, dude, we're gonna kill him tonight. We're gonna kill him.
That takes care of you.
We got it set up and everything's all ready to rock. We just gotta go back and kill it. Alright, it's day 2 here in Minnesota. We got in. We're sitting on a bait that he's killed before. 2 bears actually, or 1 I think. And we came in and rebaited it this morning. And it's been getting hit the last 3 nights. Like right around 7:30, 8 o'clock. So we're hoping tonight that he comes in again. I think this is your last day, isn't it, Steve? Yeah, he's got a wedding he's got to go to, so we got to make it happen tonight. It's really calm. The wind is good. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Unfortunately, Steve had to cut his hunt short and was only able to hunt 2 nights. And the bear that had been showing up the last 3 evenings in a row in daylight never made an appearance. We gave Chris the keys to my truck and told him to go bait some spots for us. And we left John's camera arm in my truck. So unfortunately John's not going to be filming tonight, so you know what? That means John's going to get a bear.
Probably.
I'm back at the moose pond bait. I really think those bears are going to be in tonight. I moved my stand. It was over there.
the bear was coming in and checking to see if I'm there, and then coming over to eat. He usually loops around on camera and eats right over there. So I gotta be patient for a shot, because it's kind of quartering to me, but he won't expect me here. I put some goodies over here where the squirrel is, because I want him to kind of come around and move around a little bit. But he's been on this bait constantly. He's been here more times in daylight than he hasn't. See his big scratches way up the tree. I'm not sure if you can see that. I can zoom in a little if you want. Right there. Look how far up that tree that is. That's like 7.5 feet up. He usually sits right there. On occasion he's came in from over there and sat right there, but not very often. We've got a wind coming like this right now. So if we're sitting over there, our thermals would occasionally drift over there, and the bear would come in over there and look in the tree. This is just a better setup. I'll be able to see him coming through all these branches. And I can draw early before he gets over here. Same with over here. I'll see him coming. I can draw early. Rick really wanted to film for me today, and I feel bad for him because he wanted to be here. Because to him, this is like his hunt too, being able to be here while we go after his thing. But I just couldn't get him in this tree, and I had to make this aggressive move to kill this thing. So tonight's the night. I'm hoping it works out.
What'd you see?
Didn't see anything. It was a nice night, real quiet. The wind stopped completely. Just a little thermals. I thought it would be a perfect night to have a nice bear come in, but nothing came in. Nothing.
It was a good night. I thought for sure something would come in by me, but I didn't see nothing. But one thing's for sure, that big bear is at one of these baits.
Yeah.
So he either went back to the bait where he had a confrontation with you, or he's at Beaver Pond, but I bet you he shows up on one of these cameras.
Mosquito on me.
You had somebody go past you?
Yeah, someone went past an ATV and they stopped almost exactly where we typically walk in from the lodge.
So he looked at our trail.
Probably, yeah, and they stopped there, turned the engine off. About 2 minutes later, started it up and kept going then.
And then there was a shot over that way.
There was a shot. It seemed like it was east of me. I checked my compass. Maybe a mile, I would estimate, away. Probably down by where we have another bait.
Yeah, and that bait got a little slow.
Yeah.
Chris says it's hit, but it's only hit by one bear.
A light hit.
Yeah, so what I want to see is if it's just been hit, you know, and then we're going to start getting a routine, or if it's, you know, stopped because somebody set up next to us. You know, we got all those bear tracks crossing the road where we got that bait.
Yeah.
So somebody going through here with an ATV like this guy.
He might have been looking for tracks, because right where we typically walk in from the road, it's a little muddy there.
Yeah, that's where I look for tracks.
Yeah.
That's why we set up there.
So that's probably what the guy was doing, maybe.
Yeah.
I think.
So, but the one with the big bear down by Three Rock is pounded.
Oh, that's what Chris said?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
He said it was completely out of bait.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know what happened with the cell cam there. Just it's not working. I'm not getting any pictures.
Yeah. Well, we'll check the cards when we get back from Chris and see what we got going on and figure something out for tomorrow.
Anything from Steve?
I have no idea.
Okay.
So they said they're just going to meet us in camp, and they don't have cell service. So I hope he got one, because he could only hunt today yet.
Last day, yeah. All right.
All right, let's go.
Let's go.
What do you got going on there?
Got some good old Italian sausage going on.
Holy crap. You're welcome to come anytime.
That's fine.
So what happened with you guys?
Oh, let's see. Yesterday, or no, that was this morning, right? We checked the bait, and it was pretty cleaned out. What was that? Last 2 days, the boar's been on there. We think there's one or two, possibly two different boars, but he was on there probably 7:30 to 8 o'clock ish in every last 2 days.
That's 3 days.
3 days, yeah. So we went in there this morning and set up the set and he put like 2 buckets of bait down, and then we got out of there. And everything looked really good this evening. The wind was real good and super quiet in there, really dead quiet. Every once in a while the wind would the thermal would drift that way a little bit, but for the most part it kept coming. You could smell the bait really good for the most part. I don't know, what do you think?
And we all said to each other, we're gonna kill one tonight.
I know, right?
Optimism was high. But
Yeah,
unfortunately,
right about 7:45 we heard a big, like a log almost go like that, and we thought for sure the bear was coming in, but nothing showed up. So maybe it was him and he just held back. I don't know.
He didn't huff though. We didn't hear nothing bust through the brush.
Wind was good.
Yeah, the wind was great.
Wind was great.
Yeah.
Low wind. It was perfect like this the whole time, and then it would go behind us. Every once in a while it would drift down a little bit, but that's the thermal,
Yeah.
And then it would kind of just pick right back up towards us, but yeah.
It just wasn't meant to be.
We heard one gunshot at like 6 o'clock. Sounded like a rifle.
How close?
It was close enough to hear. Not too close, but
Mile or so?
yeah, something like that.
A mile or two away probably.
And then, yeah.
So you've got a wedding coming up? You got to get going?
Unfortunately, this was my last night out.
Yeah. Usually you're done in 2 days.
I gotta go and be at a wedding on Saturday, and if I come back, it won't be till after Monday. But,
Well, if you don't get one and I do, I'll try to save you some meat.
I appreciate it. We can make some Hungarian sausage then.
All right.
So we had a big bear on the beaver pond. We rebaited it yesterday. So now we're going to check and see if that bear came in. We're walking all the way in there, so we're quiet. Slide in there, we're going to check the bait. And if it's hit, we're going to pull the card and then determine if somebody should slide in there and hunt it tonight. And we're also going to check the thermals. It's a tricky place with wind. So
Yeah, I think it's going to be hit. A lot of the baits were hit last night.
yeah, and that bear looks like he's been there on a regular basis. It was a pretty good one. So
Yeah, it was a good bear, definitely.
come on. We baited this spot yesterday. There ain't one drop of bait left. And it feels like the wind's good. And this is a big bear. Let's check the wind. Settling that way. And when we're coming in, the wind was in our face. So I think if we get up there, if that big bear's in here last night, I think we're going to hunt this. We've just been kind of waiting for the right wind for this spot. This bear's been pounding this bait, and he's big.
Yeah, the wind is good.
Yeah, we checked the milkweed. We could feel it blowing in our face when we went out there. I'm really pumped about this.
It's going to be good, yeah.
I mean, obviously, we still got to check the cameras, but I mean, get those baits out there, keep that thing fed. And while you're doing that, I'll run over remote bait and see if anything happened there.
Check that. Yeah, we put some bait there, what we call remote bait, so that probably got hit last night.
Yeah, we're wondering what's going on with that big bear. I don't know if he stepped there or not, but we got him on the cell cam on Moose Pond an hour after I left last night. So he may have went down to remote, finished that
hitting
up.
all these baits, making a big circle here.
Yeah, he's been showing up on all of them.
Yeah.
So
It should be good. I think we're going to
I think we're going to kill something tonight.
Definitely.
I really feel it.
Should be good. Beautiful day.
What's going on?
Not much. Getting some water and some junk food out of it.
Hydration.
Yep.
What's going on, Tyler?
What's going on?
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to the spot where you shot that big bear. Not much for big bear.
It's day 3. It's what, 5 years to the day, right?
Yeah, and you're going to go to the spot where I shot a big bear.
Yep.
Maybe you guys are going to shoot a big bear. I think it's going to be done tonight.
Yep, I think so too. Tonight's the night.
Yeah.
We're all kind of getting ready here.
Beast day.
I got that trip on video, by the way.
Great.
What are you thinking, John?
Today's the day. 5 years ago, got my bear on the 3rd, so history repeats itself. It's going to be tonight.
Yep. So
We got a bait that we're going to that's got good bears coming in. They've been coming in on a regular basis.
We baited it yesterday actually with 3 buckets, and it's almost all gone. There's about 25% of the bait left, but
Yeah, so they hit it pretty good yesterday.
yeah, and it's a perfect wind too.
Yeah, so it should be good. Looking forward to it.
I'll be drawing dicks in the back of my window or nothing like that. Is that a pig or a bear?
A little both.
I don't know if you were there. Just in case there's any question.
Bear or die. Oh. Bear or bust. Oh, yeah. Nice. Yeah, I'm excited. I think we're going to kill.
I feel good about today.
Mm-hmm.
I got this feeling, a little worried about my spot. It's pretty tight quarters to get in there and pull off, pulling the bow back and all that stuff. But I think I can do it. If Tyler can do it, I can do it.
Yeah. I'm pretty nimble, so I know you can do it.
Yep. That bear seems pretty comfortable there too, and that might be his downfall.
Are you going to sit in the same tree?
Yeah.
How does it look?
Still
It's
clear.
dead, but...
It's very dead.
Okay.
If I could put you behind me, I would, because I don't want the thing to fall forward. I'd rather it fall back.
That's funny.
It's a dead tree.
Yeah.
So I'll probably get crap, but it's the only tree we can hunt on.
But it's the right tree, so...
Yeah.
I mean...
I think we're gonna have to do something different next time we come up, because that tree ain't gonna be there anymore.
Right.
Pretty bad.
It doesn't have 5 years left.
No, it don't have 5 years.
Yeah, we're probably just gonna have to
I'm hoping it
relocate.
has more than a day left.
Guess we'll see, right?
Right.
Hopefully this tree don't come crashing down like yesterday.
Not back by midnight, I'm probably dead, eaten by the bears. You'll find my harness there with one bone hanging in the harness.
How does this tree look? Looks a little rotten. This is really our only option. I was thinking about sitting on the ground here, but there's a couple things in the way. And I think that bear is really, really close. So we're going to try and sneak up the tree and just see what happens. He's been coming in a lot in daylight, so he's got to be right around here. Last time he came in right after we baited. So with that temperament, we put the logs on her, we sprayed it down, he just came walking right in and ripped it apart. As soon as we're set up, we're going to spray it so he knows we're here. We got the wind going right direction, but every now and then we feel a gust go the other way. I don't know why. It might be swirling in the opening behind me. But from what I felt by the bait, I think that for the most part it's pulling this way, and I think we got it made. So I'm just trying to make a little tunnel up the tree, go up there quietly, get set up, see if we can get Rick behind me with the camera, see what we can do here. It's really tight quarters. We are about 7 or 8 yards from the bait, but it's really, in this thick stuff, it's hard to get any further back because there's no shooting. So I'm going to set up and go up right now. The good thing is, bears love the way I stink. They'll come right in. I haven't showered in days. They'll think I'm a pile of garbage. I beg to differ. I think I smell good. Nice to know. Probably worse than a garbage dump.
Got quite the view up here. There's the beaver pond back there behind Rick. This is a one-man tree, but we got Rick up here somehow. I think that has to do with these bee stands being small enough and tight enough we can get them in there together. Tyler said there's no way we're getting 2 people in this tree. We did it. Only thing is, you know, I needed him because this thing is incredibly dead. I'm sticking my fingers into it and it's leaning my way, so I needed this big guy right here to hold that side up.
I'm working on it.
You're loud. You're louder than me.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are. The bait is point blank right there. This is where Tyler shot his bear. Came right in there like that and got whacked. We're hoping for a repeat performance. We were up 3 sticks, not very high. One thing I noticed right away is there is some heavy matted down beds out there that I think might be bear beds. Hopefully we didn't kick this bear out of here. But it's kind of in the open grass.
I was going to say.
I would think they'd be bedding back in that tangle back there. But those are pretty fresh, and there is a trail coming right in and down like this. So, I don't know, we'll see what happens. But this bear has been in every day right after it's baited. So, we'll see.
About 6:30.
Yeah, 6:30. Sometimes he was hitting it 2 in some of the pictures. We'll see. So, when we were baiting, I pulled something in my shoulder, in my left shoulder, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. I ripped something right in here. And I tried pulling the bow back sitting down. I can't do it. When Steve was here, we turned the bow down quite a bit, and I'm still having issues. It hurts really bad. I hope it doesn't cost me a bear, but I'm dedicated to this, so we'll see what happens. But, I'm probably going to have to stand up to shoot. I really wanted to shoot sitting down from this spot, but I can't. I got the bow back the first time okay, and I felt something pop in that shoulder. And I can't do it no more sitting down. Now it really hurts. I really aggravated whatever I hurt the other day. So, but we're here.
Yeah.
We'll get it done. So me and Rick got in the beaver pond tree, and I thought for sure that bear was going to come in, but nothing moved the whole night. I'm pretty sure we got in there quiet. But we got up in the tree, we looked behind us, and between us and the beaver pond and the high grass, there's several big bear beds that look fresh.
Oh, nice.
Right underneath the tree. So
Oh,
quite possible we chased them out of there, either baiting or hunting, and they looked really fresh, like the grass had just been matted down flat. So that could be it, or I don't know. But we sat there till, we didn't have camera light, and just snuck out of there, but no bears.
Alright, it's, what is it, day 3? September 3rd. Yeah, September 3rd. And we are on a bait that we call, sow bait. Me and Steve hunted here opening day. And there was a bear pounding it every day up until the day of opener. And it never came in that night, but yesterday we rebaited. We put 3 buckets of bait, and the bait's almost all gone. So a bear was in here last night or this morning. So, but the camera, for some reason, when we reset it, it wasn't working. So me and John came back in here tonight after checking it this morning. We saw that the bait was pounded. We got a pretty good wind right now. It's a little iffy, but I think it's swirling in here. But the main wind is perfect. So we'll see what happens. It's 5 years to the day. Yeah, since he killed his last bear. Dan killed his bear 5 years to the day on this bait. So, with any luck, hopefully that's a good omen.
good. Seems like a nice night. Could be. We got activity here. Yeah. Killed bears here at this bait before, so it's gonna be good. We're gonna get a bear. I'm confident. Just has to be big enough. Want to hold off for a little bigger one this year.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing a big bear. Just have to sit here patiently.
He's coming around. He's coming in like this. It looks like a good bear. It's definitely a shooter. I think it'll come back in. It could just be sitting there. It looked like he was gonna come this way and then he went that way. That was a good bear. It was a big bear. It wasn't like a big one, but it was a shooter. No, it did not see us at all. If anything, it got a whiff of like our scent from, putting the bait down and shit, but give it time. I think it'll be back. I bet it's just sitting right over there.
We had a real good setup. Beautiful evening. Wind was swirling a little bit, mostly in our favor, blowing away from the bait. Once in a while we'd have a little swirl towards the bait, but we thought for the most part we'd be in good shape.
You always get a swirler too.
Yeah. Then about 5 o'clock I saw a bear in the brush off to my right, pointed it out to Tyler. He got the camera going. I don't think it crossed that road. It seems like it came around from behind.
Probably just circled.
Circling to check the bait, check the wind. It came maybe 15, 20 yards away. Tyler
So
got
get behind the camera.
Yeah,
It came right from behind the
kinda-
camera. Like
When I shot
behind the
that
camera,
sow,
yeah.
I was sitting in that tree and it was real windy, and I looked over, and there was a giant bear standing there staring at the bait, and that one backed out too.
Yeah. So then that bear, that was about 5 o'clock, and that bear, Tyler could see it go up the ridge a little bit and disappear.
So it came down there, like looked at the bait, and then
Yeah, kind of
backed
looked
up.
at the bait, maybe checking the scent.
Mhm.
Didn't like something. We didn't make any noise. Didn't seem like the wind was going in that direction, but backed out. And then about 6 o'clock it came back, and even came a little closer now to the bait, maybe within 10 feet. But I couldn't see it very good. Tyler could see it because he was kind of hanging in the saddle behind me, filming, and that thing came up behind some trees, kind of real close to where we had the scouting camera in the tree, and stopped, turned around, and walked off. And that was at 6.
he kind of just sat there like a dog too. He kind of just walked up, kind of looked around, sat down, then he got up and milled back where I couldn't see him anymore out of sight.
Just a little leery, huh?
Yeah, a little eerie, and then things got quiet. The wind kind of died down then. It was a real nice evening, and then all of a sudden about 7, came out from the same way again. This time I could just kind of see the head of the bear a little bit and the front legs, and came out, looked a little bit, turned around, and walked off. So I don't know if he was getting our scent. Again, the wind was swirling.
Yeah.
A little. Once in a while it would blow towards the bait, but
So we checked all the baits today,
yeah.
and most of them had smaller bears on now. But we got big bears on 2 baits. The real big monster is kind of missing in action. I think maybe the last time I hunted out there, he got downwind of it.
That's your sense? Yeah.
It doesn't mean he won't be back.
The wind's been swirling a little bit at night.
But something hit remote bait, and that's a spot that he was frequently in quite a bit, and we don't know what came in. The cameras weren't working. But both John's bait and Moose Pond bait had bait left and had good bears in it yesterday. John's got a good thing going where he's got competition. He's got little rats sneaking in during the day and a big bear trying to chase it out. So I think there's a good chance he'll get the bigger bear.
Yeah.
And I had a decent bear in daylight from like, what was it, like 2 o'clock on?
Yeah, yesterday there was a good bear there from 2 until
Yeah, and there's still bait.
Late at
There was
night.
still bait there, so he knows there's bait there.
Yeah.
Now it's just a matter of if I can beat him to it, because by the time I get out there it'll be 3 or 3:30 or whatever. But pretty sunny today, unlike yesterday, so hopefully he comes in later.
Probably will, because it was overcast yesterday, a little light rain.
Yeah, you got a good
Probably.
crosswind too,
Yeah.
so if they try to circle you, they get the wind of the bait.
Yeah.
And I got the wind in the right direction where they'd have a hard time circling you.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
It'll be good. We're gonna get some. Maybe we'll get 2 bears tonight.
That would be nice.
We
We
gotta
can
work.
all freaking pack up and go in the morning.
Yeah. So, yeah. Good hunting.
All right.
And looks good. We had a bear come in early this morning. A nice looking bear. Hit the bait a little bit, just kind of checking it, checking the bait. I'm pretty confident he's going to be back tonight. So we're just going out to set up the stand and then start hunting.
Yeah, I would have to think he's nearby because he came in pretty late in the morning. And he was a little leery, but I think he'll come back.
I think he'll be back. He was just checking it, and that bait's been hit pretty good in the last 3 weeks that we've been baiting. Been on and off, a little spotty, but just been good bears in there.
It's day 4, I think. We're set up on a bait. It's called John's bait. I don't want to talk real loud because we're right in the bait here. There was multiple bears in here. They actually kicked the bear off the bait this morning. Coming in here to redo the bait. But there was a monster in here early this morning, so with any luck that thing will come back. Dan's about a half mile from here on the Moose Pond, and he's got a pretty good bear coming in. It was in at 2 o'clock yesterday, and then I don't know, he had multiple different bears coming in, but I don't know, it's pretty early. It's about 3 o'clock. Just got set up here. See what happens. We think the bears are coming from over here. There's a swamp that drops over this ridge. There's a swamp over here. A huge, vast swamp. On the camera, it looks like they're coming in like this.
Yeah, we had a good spot, real good setup, but then about right at prime time we had a truck drive by, kind of spinning his wheels a little bit. I don't know if it was some guy that I think just got up into the woods, coming down that road. He went in and we were hoping that he would just go by, not come back, but I think he ran into that road, a nasty part of that road, and turned around, and sure enough about half an hour later turned back. So I think that kind of messed up our hunt.
Yeah, it looked like he's setting up a campsite out there.
Yeah, we saw some guys setting up a campsite. We looked at the tire tracks. Looked like kind of street tires almost. Really not
Yeah.
off-road type
Maybe they'll
tires.
leave after we go past them a couple times.
Yeah, so I don't know if they're just getting up honey now or what.
Well, they got to know we're hunting when they see our cars parked there.
Yeah, I
You know what I mean? They're out there revving engines and stuff.
Yeah, so I think they've kind of messed us up. Otherwise, it was a beautiful evening.
Yeah, and you had bears there yesterday if those guys
Yeah.
wouldn't have showed.
Yeah.
Whatever I did to my left shoulder wasn't good. I feel a burning sensation from my neck down to my shoulder in here, especially right around here. Like it was on fire, like you held a flame to it. And I could not pull my bow back at this point at all. Steve told me he would leave his crossbow with me, and I just didn't want to use it. Chris had a rifle I could use. He was done hunting. I just felt like I wanted to use the bow, and if I didn't get a bear, I didn't get a bear. And it's nothing against the rifles or crossbows or anything else. I just like that one-on-one, up close, maybe it won't happen kind of arrangement. He got the bow down real low, and I could get it back if I was standing, but I kind of had to yank it, which I was a little worried about a bear seeing me go. And I certainly couldn't shoot it sitting down. I had to be standing up in order to pull that bow back.
It's looking like a nice day to be out. Sun's out, but they're predicting a storm front to move in at about 5 and for it to rain. I tore something in my shoulder, right here. I'm having a hard time pulling my bow back. We got some Allen wrenches, we've got it turned down a little bit, but I'm still having a hard time. Hopefully it doesn't affect me. Every time I pull the bow back in the tree, it's really hard to get it back. I kind of gotta pull it back kind of snappy, and I like pulling back smooth when there's a bear in. But maybe I'll spook the bear, maybe I won't, but I'm dedicated to the bow. I'm leaving the gun back home, and we get one or we don't. I'm just enjoying the time out here. This is the longest I've went without seeing a bear ever up in this area. But I'm specifically targeting big ones, and there's multiple bears coming in other baits. And John's been having action just about on every hunt. So, we'll see. That giant bear disappeared from here. We haven't seen him in a couple nights. I think last time I hunted him here, I think he caught my wind. The wind was blowing like this. I think he circled me. I never heard him or saw him or anything, but from that night on, he hasn't shown. So, we'll see what happens tonight. There were some good bears in here yesterday. Maybe one I'll shoot. We'll see. Hot and sunny when I came out here. Now it's raining.
Hopefully when the storm blows over, they come in. Hope it don't get too bad. I'm a long ways from the truck. I was sitting here and I saw a falcon land over there in a tree. And he was hunting the squirrels and the chipmunks, eating the bait. He was here last time I was here too. So I froze perfectly still, hoping I would get to see him catch a squirrel or a chipmunk or something. And all of a sudden, he flew and he dropped down. And I thought he was going to go after the squirrels, and he zoomed back up and he came right at my face. I think he saw my eyes moving. And out of reaction, I jumped away. Hey! I hope I didn't scare the bears. But I got scared by a stupid bird. Thought he was going to rip my eyes out. I hope I didn't spook anything. Sounds like John's having a bad time over there. Some damn truck is driving through the woods, spinning its tires and stuff around his stand. We got about another half an hour. I can't understand why they're not coming in tonight. They were here all day yesterday, and even this morning before I got here. The wind's in a way they can't circle me, but maybe that's why they're leery. I don't know. Crosswind seems to work better than... Oh, I hear one coming. I think I just heard a big branch break. This could get good. I don't know what that could be other than a bear making that noise. So hopefully... Got me another one. Holy crap.
hear him moving. He was slightly quartering to me, I think, but the arrow looked perfect. Just a little bit up into the shoulder and right through the lungs. I don't see my arrow on the ground, but it looked like the arrow disappeared into him, like a white flesh, and it looked like it went through. Wow. This is crazy. I sure hope he's laying over there. The fact that he barrel ran out of here and I could hear him a little bit later. It didn't sound like he was running. Makes me think he's laying over there dead. I sure hope so. No arrow sticking in the ground. Here's the arrow. The heck is that? That's bad. Holy crap, look at that. I walked through the forest till I got to the entrance of the swamp. An old man came out of the shadows. He said, "Don't go in the swamp, for there is a beast within the swamp, lurking in the shadows and hiding in the trees." As I pushed the old man to the side, I smirked and I said, "I am the beast." Look at this thing. What a pig. Jeez, I can't believe I got him. Something like that coming through the woods. I heard one branch snap and got ready. How cool is that? Oh, there goes the beaver. What a great day today. I am enjoying my walk out. I tell you what, I had a hard time getting that bow back. I did something to my shoulder about a week ago, carrying bait buckets. Man, we're down to the wire here. I had today and tomorrow, basically. And I got it done somehow. Sounds like John had a bad hunt. He's got one more day. Unless he did something in the last couple minutes, I doubt he had success. Somebody hunting down from us saw our trucks parked, saw where he goes in, so took a truck through the woods. It kept going by and I'm revving their engine and spinning their tires, according to him. Sounds like they're doing it on purpose. Some people got no ethics. John's been holding out for a big bear. I really hope that we can get one tomorrow for him. Check all the baits in the morning, but I got to take care of my bear, so we're going to probably depend on Tyler to help him out. Thank God for good friends that come up and help you with this stuff, you know. Tell you what, I'm just stoked. I'm only halfway to the truck. This one's a long ways in. At least I don't have to deal with the ATVs and four-wheelers. By the time I get to the truck, John will probably already be there.
And then I turned the camera on me and I told the story to the camera. And I'm sitting here telling the camera that, and I hear snap. I'm like, whoa, whoa, something's coming. And I turn the camera around and I aim it at the woods. And I get ready. And it doesn't come, but I hear something moving there. I think, well, maybe it was a squirrel. So I just turned the camera off for a second to save battery, and I'm waiting, and then I hear something crackle a little to my right, so I look over there, and I'm watching and watching and watching. You know, I move my head real slow when I'm up there. It was pretty quiet. And I'm watching and watching, and something catches the corner of my eye here, and I look up, and here's this giant black blob coming right at me, and I'm like, oh crap. And I had slipped back to a sitting position.
Okay.
And I got that problem with my shoulder. As you know, I can't shoot sitting because of I popped that shoulder. And this thing's coming in just on wires. You know, and he's looking around, and he's sneaking, and as he's coming straight on at me, and there's an open trail coming to me, but he gets a little nervous and he turns. So it's like he's going to walk away. And I was trying to find an opening to shoot through. Then he went behind some trees, and he circled around over here, and when he put him behind a big blockade. So I yanked that bow back. I actually heard something pop in my shoulder. I'm like, oh. And I get it back, and I just held it until he walked in. And when he got in, he started getting nervous, and he kept looking around. And then his head went up and locked on me. And he was slightly quartering to me, but I thought if I really pushed that front shoulder, I could make the shot. And I released, right where it was aiming, perfect. I saw the white fletching disappear, and he turned and he ran like a rocket.
Nice job, man.
Great bear.
I'll tell you what, that thing looked like a tank coming through the woods.
Look at me, Dan.
It's good size.
There's beautiful brown muzzle on them.
Look at the brown eyebrows.
Yeah.
No.
Fur is shiny.
You think it's one that came in yesterday, or?
I don't think so. I'm gonna have to look at the trail cam pics. I didn't think it was this big, the one yesterday.
Right.
Did you?
Well, me and John, when we were looking at him, right, we knew he looked hefty, but this is a lot bigger than what it looked in the pics. If this is the same bear, it's a
Yeah,
damn
I think
nice
it's just
bear.
a new bear.
Yeah.
I mean, I was the one I was after is what I was really hoping to get. But when I saw this thing, I thought, I'll take that. I mean, that's a good bear.
That's a good bear.
That's a good bear.
That'll make a nice cape.
We can do that one now.
I'm probably gonna do a half mount.
It's a good looking.
Yeah, it's got such a nice cape and
Yeah,
stuff. Like
beautiful.
you're walking out of a wall.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I really want to thank you guys. Without you guys, I couldn't do this stuff. I know you guys come because you want to hunt too, but I mean,
No, that's
it
why
takes
I
a team
came.
to do a bear camp, you know.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate everything.
It's one of the main reasons why I came up here. I knew I'd love helping you guys, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you don't even have to kill them. I mean, I just have
love
fun
it.
up here.
I love just
Yeah.
being here,
Yep.
filming everybody, you know.
Me and John had that conversation. I told John I'll really help him tomorrow as soon as I get this bear done, get a bear. And he said, you know what, I think I'm just going to leave. He goes, I don't have to kill a bear. I'm just having fun, and
It's
I'll
just
help you
good
get
to
your
be in
bear
camp.
taken care of. And
Right.
let's just pull camp and go.
Yeah, yeah.
And really, that's what it's about. It's the fun of being up here, the camaraderie, the chase.
Oh yeah, all the laughs we've
The
had all
chase,
week.
definitely.
Yeah.
It's awesome up here.
It's kind of funny. I mean, this year has been the best year for bears on camera, but the worst year for killing them.
Yeah.
You know,
Right,
we're
right.
50%, but that's okay.
That's the way it works. You never know.
Yeah.
Sometimes the wind's not right. They get your scent. They don't come in.
Yeah, I can't say I didn't really want one, but I wasn't going to shoot a little dog or something. You know, 90-pound rat. I don't want to do that.
Oh, that's a beauty, dude.
Yeah, this is a solid bear. I'm happy with.
Oh yeah.
Look at the head on that thing.
I know. Just grab the neck once.
I mean, I
Oh
can't
my
even pick it
God.
up. I tried picking this
It's
thing
awesome,
up for a
man.
picture, and it's like,
Yeah.
there you go. You got it.
It's right here.
Yeah. Hey, nice shirt, Dan. Yeah.
I
Nice.
actually changed shirts today.
Another day at the office.
Man, I love it up here. Pulled out of camp about half hour, 45 minutes ago.
taking the scenic route back. I'm on my way home. I couldn't resist just taking one more of these logging roads back and driving out to the main road the long way just to say goodbye to Minnesota. Man, I love it up here. This truly is amazing country. Goodbye, Minnesota.